Some of the best ideas, the most unique concepts, the most interesting stories all come from something simple. This year, that's 2018 for future viewers, I accidentally chose a bunch of completely unrelated movies that, out of sheer coincidence, all have the same theme of a simple but strong concept that turns out to be better than it should be. Last year's accidental theme, if you weren't around, was Is the main character secretly crazy? It Follows is a movie where the simplicity was definitely intentional. The basic premise is that there is some kind of curse that works like an STD. When you get the curse, something that looks like a person, any person, that only you can see, will follow you non-stop until it catches up to you.
Hello? Hello?
While slow walking doesn't seem like a big threat, it has a huge psychological effect that drives you crazy. Also, the fact that nobody knows what exactly happens when it gets to you, only that it's bad, adds to that. Nothing is more terrifying than the uncertain. This is one aspect of the production that was perfect from the beginning. Unlike many movies that have an early twist or gimmick but try to hide it from the audience during trailers or otherwise before they get to theaters, they seem to embrace it here, with slowly ambling people in the background and every scene with some space in the distance. Even before the main character, Jay, knows what's going on, the audience is paranoid because they know the plot. And that's how you work the horror genre properly. The true reason that the cast gets scared is in order for you to. That's why, for example, in The Shining, it has the feeling of tension and oppression more than fear or paranoia. The characters get scared, while the audience doesn't. It Follows strikes a good balance between unexpected jump scares and built-up dread that you can see coming. There are three parts that contribute greatly to this. The first is the fact that the curse, creature, ghost thing can take the form of anyone, including people you know. If it does, you can't trust your own senses, even as it calls out to reassure you. Second, you are the only one that can see it, so if a group of people are reassuring you, making it better since only one follower can be in existence at once, you will, for example, open the door.
See? Everything's okay.
And oops, that's right, they can't see it. Third, pretty much anywhere you go, there will always be someone slowly ambling around. Whether they're heading for you or not depends on who they are.
Shit, do you guys see that girl right there?
Yeah? Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, good.
People pretty often have an actual reason to talk to you, believe it or not. One or more of these three situations, depending on the circumstances, will often be used for either a jump scare or a built-up sequence with lots of paranoia. There is a fourth contributor, and that's the music. The music is a very well-done synth style, and during the horror scenes with a slow, tense build-up, it uses a very harsh, dirty, grainy sound that evokes a rising sense of panic. By using this when the scene is simply a stranger walking towards a character, the scene is completely changed. The other music is very relaxed and soothing. It is used in scenes where the characters are letting their guards down and by proxy makes you do the same. Music, perhaps more than anything else in the horror genre besides cinematography, is a subconscious influencer of mood, and the soundtrack here knocks it out of the park. By the way, the artist is Disasterpeace, and aside from other old-school synth music, he's composed great soundtracks to several games, such as Fez, Mini Metro, and the wonderful Hyper Light Drifter. As I said earlier, it's a simple but effective premise. It has, at best, caveman intelligence when it comes to getting around. It can open doors, but locks will stop it unless you open it or can bash it in, and it will fall for cobbled-together traps. But, at the same time, it's incredible at psychological manipulation. It knows who you will open the door for, who you won't shoot at.
Paul, I want to get out.
No! Just wait for it to get in!
No, I don't want to do this. I just want to get out.
Who's missing from the group, so there won't be two of them. And it will see through your plans and use them against you. So what's the solution? Just keep moving so that it can't keep up. But you can't delay forever, and it has infinite patience. The cinematography is fantastic, with views to the background always adding a little more paranoia via constant wandering people. Open spaces giving the feeling that something could come out at any moment, and the occasional close-ups on characters' faces supplement their
You thought
emotions.
about what he said. What? Maybe passing it on? I don't know.
This scene with the wheelchair, for bonus creepy points, puts the viewer in Jay's position and gives a sense of helplessness.
Who is it?
One of the things that I really like about everything generally supernatural about It Follows is that very little is actually explained. As I said earlier, nothing is more terrifying than the uncertain. They never find the evil tome that caused it. They never find the first person who got cursed by a gypsy and let the curse continue. They never get the STD results that showed she has metaphysical AIDS. They just have to deal with the situation Jay found herself in, and she's mostly clueless about it, not even believing in it at first. It would have been easy, and a bad move in my opinion, to put in a single scene or even just a few lines of dialogue where they find out the origins of the curse, or whatever it is. I love not knowing, and they base their plan to stop it around that. I've tried to keep this relatively spoiler-free, but I'm gonna go deep into spoiler territory now, including the ending. So if you're interested in watching the movie, here's where you like, subscribe, share, and go watch one of my other videos, and then the movie. It's pretty good. Okay? Good. Here we go. In the end, they have a great plan to take the follower down for good, but it's almost instantly seen through and crushed, and the plan turned into just shooting it in the head. Just shoot it in the head. They could have done that at almost any time during the movie, as well as any other of the people who came before Jay. The fact that they used such a simple solution that anyone before her should have tried kind of ruins the ending, especially after coming up with an awesome and creative plan. I don't think I can think of a horror movie where a villain with supernatural powers is just stopped simply by shooting it. Maybe that makes it innovative? I don't know. But I found it kind of lazy, especially since, as I said, they had such a good plan of attack set up ahead of time. I don't mind their first plan failing, but it should have been followed up with something better, more creative, not just...
I'll write it and we'll do it live!
From a writing standpoint, it's a bit weird, like they came up with the pool plan after filming the end and just wanted to put that one scene in. And of course, they have to have a typical horror movie stinger at the end. Part of the genre, I know, but it always feels like a cop-out or a sequel hook. Thanks for watching, and I hope you come back next week for my review of Hitchcock's The Birds.